the thing about assisted suicide or euthanasia is that the numbers really depend on how permissive the legislation is. So if you take Canada, for example, which passed the law in 2016, very quickly the numbers increased. So you have about 1,000 in the first 6 months. Last year it was probably over 15,000 people who had what they call a medically assisted in dying death, which is mainly euthanasia. 99.9% of them are euthanasia deaths. Oregon, the numbers are a lot smaller, but then the population is smaller. It's an assisted suicide regime. But even there, the numbers have gone up year on year. And that's the case in every jurisdiction. Switzerland is another country which has an assisted suicide regime, and the numbers have gone up year on year. There's now over 1,000 Swiss residents a year being given assisted suicides in that country. So what we see in every jurisdiction is that the numbers may start small, but they very rapidly increase. And then the other question you've got to ask is what is the reasons that people are seeking assisted suicide or euthanasia? Because the way this is sold is that people are dying painful deaths, and this is just about being compassionate and allowing people not to have a painful death. But actually, when you look at the statistics, we find that the real reasons that people are seeking this has got very little to do with pain or even fear of pain. So about 90% of people will say things like that they can't do things that they find enjoyable in life. So really it's about losing a sense of purpose and meaning in their life because they're elderly or sick or terminally ill. But even nearly 50% of people, over 50% for some years, but perhaps just under 50% now, say that they feel that they're a burden on their friends or their family or on their carers, for example. And that's cited also in Canada. That in Oregon it was as I say nearly 50% for a number of years, or over 50%. In Canada it's not quite as high as that. It's about 35% or so. But what is clear is that these sorts of psychological issues are what drives people. In Canada it was 17% of people said that they felt that they were asking for this because they were lonely. So where you have people who are living on their own, not able to do the things they used to do because of their health situation, this isn't about the fact that we can't care for people and look after them and provide for their physical pain or even their emotional distress. It's because people are socially isolated, don't find a sense of purpose in their life any longer, maybe struggling financially, maybe struggling in other ways. But there are social factors which can be addressed in other ways but are not being currently addressed.